Welcome to Season 3 of the Casual Camping Podcast, your home for the best camping discussion both in and out of the field. Here are your hosts, Tim and Ade.
Welcome to Casual Camping Podcast. We're out in the field this week. We're at the Plum and Partridge in Hustlethwaite,
up in our home county of
Yorkshire.
Yay! And it is a sunny weekend.
I've got a pint of Theakston's. You've got a pint of some soft southern stuff.
Peroni?
Yeah.
It's expensive stuff.
Expensive soft southern stuff. I've got a proper pint of Yorkshire beer from Theakston's. But we're waiting for the campsite to let us in, really, aren't we? We've got about another 15, 20 minutes.
Does anybody else arrive early to get onto their campsite and then sort of think, what do we do? So me and Tim and friends went over to the pub, and it's a brilliant pub and a nice little stopgap, to be honest.
And we're sat out in the beer garden. The birds are chirping, sun's shining. We're a couple of beers in. We've had a couple of bowls of chips. You've had some onion rings, but, thankfully you managed to share them out a little bit. I think we'd have probably mugged you for them, really, quite frankly.
Well, I think the only danger is setting up. That's the problem now. It's like, how many beers can you have before you start setting up? And, we'll maybe do a poll this week.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. That is a really good idea. Yeah, if we have any more, then it's going to be a bit of a struggle. So, no more beers now. Thankfully, we've brought small tents. What have you brought?
So I've brought the Burke and Wills swag. I have brought the camp bed to go underneath it, and a new little addition of some little strips of wood to try and stop it sagging in the middle. I felt very much coffin-esque last time.
Oh, is that your overall weight sort of making some saggage?
How very dare you!
I brought the Vord Terra Hogan that I bought secondhand at a camping show last year.
Is that because you can't afford first-hand, Tim?
No, I just
recycle, people, reuse. I was joking.
Ethical camping. No, it's I didn't need another tent. But it was just a good tent.
I was just swiping, Tim. Don't justify yourself. Don't rise to it.
You get my goat. You're working on your vest there. What are you doing with your vest? He's got his Snow Peak vest on. His tabard. Sorry, his Snow Peak tabard. Over the top of a very thick denim shirt, and it's about 20, 21, 22 degrees, something like that at the moment. It's are you sweating?
No, not quite. I run at quite an even sort of temperature. I'm quite cool, as people know who have ever looked at me.
Oh, God. I'm really sorry about that comment. We might edit that one out. It's so... Back to, I brought the Terra Hogan, the Vord Terra Hogan tent that I bought last year. I've revamped it. I've restrung it. It's going to be its first proper outing in the field, which I'm super excited about. And there'll be videos on socials to bore you to death with me putting it up and taking it down.
Nice. I think it's Vord are a lovely tent maker. I've owned them before. It's one of those tents that I wish I'd never sold because it was just absolutely 4-season quality. Yeah. Yours doesn't look 4-season; it looks about 2.5 season maybe. But let's see. I'm going to, and we might record over the weekend. I might reserve that judgment. Might upgrade it to a 3, maybe a 3.5. But I don't think it's 4.
I'm wounded by that, to be honest. I think you haven't seen the upgrade. You haven't seen it's newly strung. It's had all its elastics done. It's been re-waterproofed. This is a tent that is going to withstand moderately good temperatures and no wind and no rain.
And there goes my justification for that rating.
Yeah.
I mean, other than I think I might have seen you restring a guitar. So if if putting up a tent and a new stringing of it had a sound, it'd be plinky, plinky, plinky.
All right then. Well, you camp in your saggy Burke and Wills because struggling under the weight of your girth. It's and I'll be in my 2.5 season second-hand tent. But let's. I think we've probably had enough beers at this pub, and we need to go and get set up and get a fire going and see what we can find in our cool boxes. See you shortly, listeners.
Don't call me shortly.
All right then, Ed. You've got your kit up now. They've allowed us on the site. We've got our stuff up. Talk us through what you've got.
Well, so I have my Burke and Wills swag tent with me this weekend.
Super swag.
And I have to say, I'm still going to say it, one of the best night's sleeps that I've ever had in a tent. I don't know whether it's because it's cotton, whether it's because the super dense mattress that it's got. I don't know what it is, whether it's the blackout or what, but best night camping I've ever had. And I've only had that a year, so I've been 30 years camping. I would swear by it.
I'd love to say that I can agree with you on that, but you've not let me have a go on it yet.
Tim, you can.
I'm not bitter.
You can crawl in there tonight with us if you want. It'll be like 1982 when we were kids again.
We're both a little bit bigger since 1982.
Yeah. And although it is effectively a 2-man tent, I think it's a comfortable 1-man tent, really.
Definitely.
But the fly screens, the canvas that it's made from, it's just a very simple, easy roll out, couple of poles, boom, you're there.
Took you 2 seconds to put that up. It's so impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I've got my new chair, which I've talked about previously, which is a version of the Kermit chair from America. I've got my Yeti stuff, so I've got all my tools and my toys with me. I've got a nice little rug. It's a lovely setup. And although my Kermit chair is slightly lower than I would choose, it works really well with the Burke and Wills swag.
It all looks a super comfy, really quite cool camping setup, I have to say, Ed. You have done it again. You've put an awesome setup together. Pictures will be on the socials and take a look. I've just clocked it's a Snow Peak sleeping bag you've got there. Blew me neck.
Yeah, that's their festival one, which was going obsolete, and I've been looking at their sleeping bags for a while. I got it at a really good price. It is a kind of 4-season, but it's down. You can zip all of it out. You can use it as a blanket rather than a sleeping bag, but it's going back to that square sleeping bag shape, which for those of us that might be those larger fellas, I was starting to feel a little bit constricted by mummy sleeping bags, and that gives me a little bit more room. I can also, if I'm getting a bit warm, just unzip the feet rather than the side of it, so can really gauge that temperature a little bit more, and I think that's quite an innovative thing for Snow Peak. But I love them, so
yeah, no, it looks really cool. Looks really, really cool. Shall we have a wander over to my setup?
Yes. And you've got some new kit. So tell us about the tent, which listeners might have heard previously. Which tent is this, Tim?
This is the Vord Terra Hogan that I bought last year at a festival we were at, and it was £30. It's mighty old. It's a proper old tent. It had taken a hell of a beating and was pretty stinky and quite horrible. But I've washed it. It's been through the washing machine. The inside, the inner and the outer have been through the washing machine. I've restrung all the elastic. I've put new guy lines on the whole thing, and it is coming out for its first time to play today.
Do you remember that old rugby or TV sports thing where we lost to some South American team or whatever. He was like, "Oh yeah, ooh, Margaret Thatcher, your boys took one hell of a beating." You just reminded me of that when you said it took one hell of a beating.
Yeah.
But it had, and you've made it look really, once again, you've got an excellent setup. You've got some new kit with you, though, as well.
I have got some new kit with me. So I've got my new Dometic cool box, my Cool Ice 33. Added an extra cool box to my kit because I've got a big trip coming later in the year, and I'm going to need to double down on my cool boxes. So I bought that at one of the shows we've been to because it was £200 down to £100, which was too good to pass up. Far too good.
I mean, and it's a beautiful colour. I mean, we're both colourblind, but I'm saying that's kind of like bluey green.
Yeah, somewhere bluey green. I'm not sure. Could be sky blue, could be sea green, somewhere in between, depending on what the sunlight's on it. But it's a nice looking piece of kit. I've got my flight box there. I've got my Stanley 7.5 litre water butt on its nice little oak legs. I've got my casual camping podcast bags because Ade'll shout at me if I bring shopping bags. I've got an All Pro table and all the other bits of kit that I normally bring along with me. It's I have to say I'm pretty pleased with my setup this weekend.
Yeah, and I think we both agreed off the last camping that we did a couple of weeks ago. Listeners might have, where we were in the woods. We both agreed that we would do a little bit faster, lighter, quicker setup, which I think we've done, but we still brought a lot of kit because we want to bring your kit with you. You want to play with the things. There's no point having it at home, is there?
No, and we're still car camping, so this is fast and light for car camping. We're only one night, but I've kind of honed it down to what I would bring for one night. Still got all my toys. I've got to do a load of cooking in a bit. I've got to make pizzas and stuff, so I needed a table to do all that on. Could have gone lighter. You know, we're camping again in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm going to go super fast and light for that one. But I think for what we're doing this weekend, I'm pretty chuffed. Pretty chuffed.
I think you should be. For those of you that don't know, we're back at Baxby Manor in North Yorkshire. Brilliant site, really good facilities. Good parking. We were in the adult section last time and we had to carry our stuff quite far. This time we've decided to get one of the spots near the parking, and it's made quite a difference, hasn't it?
Yeah, really has.
Quick, easy setup.
Yeah, super fast, super easy. We've not been on the site 2 minutes, and you know both of our setups are on. We're here with a couple of mates who've got all their setups. They're already sat on their chairs drinking beer. I haven't got a beer in my hand, so I'm gonna end this now and go and crack some beers open.
It's a rookie mistake. I've got beer in my hand.
Sell the sizzle. What are you cooking, Ade?
Vegetable gyozos with some noodles and some chicken skewers.
That sounds pretty awesome. I've never seen gyozos before. They look like little tiny pastry mini Cornish pasties.
I mean, it's a good description. It really is. But they are yummy, especially with a bit of soy and garlic sauce. So we'll have a little try.
Cool. We're cooking up a storm. You've got a little pot of noodles. You're on a Snow Peak gas burner with a little hot plate on top, and you're kind of frying these things off on a griddle pan, which they're looking quite lovely and tasty. We've got some garlic bread ready to go into the fire, and the pizza oven is going to go on shortly, and we're cooking up a storm. Cool. You burning your fingers?
I really was. I dropped one. That's yours.
Always the same. I'm having a gyozo, which I've never heard of before. Ed's just made them. They're crispy on the outside in places, soft otherwise. He's drizzled them in some really quite lovely stuff, and I have to say, God, they're really, really nice. Ed does proper Japanese like camping food. He's got it's a Snow Peak Titanic plate, so you'd be insulting it if you didn't put like proper Japanese food on there. But it's got noodles and gyozos, which I've never heard of before. It's proper, really nice food. Super nice. So we are now cooking up a storm. So we've got the pizza oven on some coals and some briquettes on the fire. I've made 4 pizzas for us. So made the dough, put some toppers on. There's a couple of us want some pepperoni and chicken, and there's a couple of us want some pepperoni, chicken, and pineapple. Are you a pineapple or no pineapple on a pizza? Well, we're going both ways. So we got 4 ready to rumble in the pizza oven. So we've ate.
We feasted, I think, is the proper term for it, Tim.
I have to say, I've still got some left, and I can't eat it all.
Yeah, I've got a little bit left that I'm saving for a little bit later.
What's that?
Not just a microphone.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. We're sat in Mr. Graham's tent and Mr. Graham's teepee, and he's just come to turf us out. But cool.
We said no. We're recording. We are content creators for a podcast.
His tent is now officially the studio.
Aye. And it's a good studio. It's a very good, very tall, lots of windows in it. Brilliant tent.
It is. It's a Temu teepee.
Temu TP. Who knew?
But actually, it's a decent sized teepee tent, and it's a cracking tent. But no, we've eaten. We've made pizzas on the open fire with the fire top pizza oven, and I have to say, I've made 4 pizzas, made the dough, put all the stuff on them, and everyone has feasted well, and it's been a massive success, which is cool.
Yeah, everything that you would want from a pizza. Once again, pizzas in the field. Make sure you've got a blowtorch, people, because just getting to that heat and just finishing them off with a blowtorch was what was needed, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. They were cooked properly, but the top was just needed a bit of finishing off.
Yeah.
Needed a bit of caramelisation.
And, absolutely excellent pineapple, which half of the team today were no-go. I love it.
Oh, I love pineapple on a pizza.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Unless you're Italian, and then I understand, but, even so, sometimes history isn't the best thing for it.
Yeah, so I had pepperoni and chicken and pineapple and lots of mozzarella cheese, and it was superb. It's filled more than a hole. I'm drinking some beers. We've got a few tunes on, a little Bluetooth speaker. We've got a bigger fire going now than we had. We've taken away the fire pit, and we're just using a big fire ring on the ground. And the sun is setting, and we're going to crack into the night and enjoy a few beers and a good chat with some mates.
Yeah, we might record a couple of minute mindfulnesses, but we're going to take some time to appreciate catching up with good friends. We're here with all our gear, and I'm looking forward to when the night finishes, crawling into my tent and just enjoying, being out in nature.
Yeah. No, it's cracking, absolutely cracking. There's a few people around. There's some sort of camping pods in sight. There's a few tents. There's a few camper vans. There's a bit of everyone on this site, and that's really quite cool. It's really quite cool. But we'll maybe record something a bit later and see what happens. You never know. Stick with us.
So we've set up. We've eaten dinner. We've cooked. We've cleaned up from that. We're now burning a hell of a lot of wood. How's your evening going, Tim?
It's great. I think I've probably burnt my legs because I moved my chair a bit close to the fire, and then we've fully loaded it, and I've had to move away, but I'm still quite hot. There's a lot of sparky burns coming off. I've put 2 holes in my blanket.
Have you put holes in your trousers though?
No, because I've got proper cotton canvas Fjällräven trousers that are sparky burn resistant. Sparky burn resistant.
So, what's been the highlight?
I think my pizza's been the highlight. It seems to have gone down quite well.
Round of applause for the pizza, especially the pineapple.
Pizza and pineapple. It's a marriage made in heaven. But now I think getting set up really quickly, getting chilled out and sat around. We lit a fire really early and got that going. We then got a pizza oven going. We've now cleared all that away. We're using a fire ring, and we just got a massive fire. We're having a few beers. I've opened a bag of Haribo and a bag of popcorn, and I'm just chilling, to be honest.
It's absolutely filth that you're on sweet stuff already.
I've got such a sweet tooth. I've got to bring some sweets away. Otherwise, it's just I don't know. I've got to bounce between the two. To be honest, I've got to have a bit of popcorn for a bit, and then I've got to bounce to a bit of sweet stuff.
Well, I think the highlight for me, and this is the comparison to last time we came to Baxby Manor in North Yorkshire, is we camped quite far away from where we parked at the last time. And this time we are opposite where we are camping, and it was just a real nice treat to be able to unload directly by your camping spot. And I think for me, I'm really going to pay attention to that in places that I go to from here on in, because I've got too much gear to do 3 or 4 trips to my spot.
Yeah, it's a lovely sight, but I have to say it was really annoying last time, and was a reason why I wasn't massively keen to come back, because we came for 2 nights. We were camped quite far away, and it was an absolute pain in the backside. I think it was 3 or 4 trips to get everything there, 3 or 4 trips to bring it all back afterwards. And you know what? I just don't feel like doing that, particularly on like a morning when I'm packing up and coming away and feeling a bit rough because I've had a couple of nights of drinking. It's not a site I want to go to, but this is great. We're really close.
Yeah, and I would concur with that, if that's the correct word or terminology. I think thinking about booking this time and thinking about some sites where that is an issue, seems to be a few more sites that want to keep cars off the camping ground and make you wheelbarrow stuff in, and I think anybody that's got a lot of gear has to really think about whether or not that's worth it. That payoff between having peace and quiet on a site or having cars come up, you'd at least want to sort of drive up and move your car afterwards, maybe.
Yeah. There's a few sites that let you do that, so it's more of an open field, and you can drive towards your car where you're going to camp, load everything out, and then go and park your car somewhere. That's great. It just makes it easy. We're all, a lot of people on listening to this and in our groups and stuff, they're car campers. So if you're in the car, even though tonight we're just out for one night, we've both brought quite a bit of gear really for one night, because you're in the car. You don't want to have to carry that, a quarter of a mile down a blooming track just because they want to keep cars out of the way. So it's been nice. I mean, you thought about which plot we were coming to and booked it this way. Hats off to you. Well done. You've done us proud.
Well, that was packing up last time that was making me a little bit cross. Similarly, hungover, carrying too much stuff out, wondering why I brought too much stuff, and then I remembered that I love bringing the stuff. Yeah. But I then remembered this was a good site. It's quite a large site. There's 4 of us on one spot. We're in 4 tents, and there's still that confusion between whether or not it's how many people you can have on. Is that 1 tent? Is it 2 tents? And they've not quibbled at all. They've just, this is it. And I think the only rule really is not to make too much noise after hours.
Yeah. And it is a lovely sight for that. It's the greatest noise at the moment is a cockerel that keeps crowing and thinking it's morning when it's actually, I don't know, what time are we on now? It's 10 to 9. But it is a lovely sight. It's in a lovely spot. It's taken us a bit of time to get here, but our Geordie mates have come down from the north, and you know what they're like. They don't like to drive very far, so they'll only do like an hour what they had.
Yeah, no, and they're listening, but they know it. Hour and 20 it was.
Hour and 15, I think it was actually. Hour and 15. No, it's just great to get on a campsite with mates and sit around a fire and talk nonsense, or just look in the fire and happily just sit there and just be at peace in a camping field. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I've looked forward to it all week, and I think anybody can resonate with that. You're going away. It's a cheap getaway. It's a nice. We've got the weather, we've got the company, we've got a lovely site. Couldn't be better.
We've had pizza.
Okay, stop going on about the pizza, Tim, just because you cooked it. It was good. Thank you.
Cool. No probs. Let's get another beer cracked open. Just one more beer. So Ed, it's getting late now. The fire is burning. We've burnt all of the pallets. All of them. How are you feeling? Still got a good head?
Yeah, I got a good head. We ate an awful lot of food earlier on, and lots of food means I'm struggling to drink beer.
Yeah, you're on the port now.
Well, I'm dabbling with port. And Tim has just fallen over.
I was crouching and leaned too far back. My centre of gravity went. Thankfully, the windbreak caught me.
Tim's drunk.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Hit the Tim brake.
The Tim brake caught me. There is no wind. I'm so glad we put this up because it's a Tim brake.
Yeah. And that's why you shouldn't drink too much, listeners.
You can't be an advocate for giving up drinking. Not while camping, at least.
I'm saying hold your drink. Don't fall over with it.
Yes. No, my drink is sat on... I have to say, the Dometic cool box that I brought with me is great. It's kept everything cold, understandably. We've only been here for a day. But what's really great is it's super flat on top, so it's a great table. And my drink is rescued because it's sitting there.
Yeah, it looks absolutely cracking. You've got a big strap on.
Yeah, what was the pause there? Hang on.
You've got a strap on the Dometic Coolbox as well as 2 grip handles. I was listening to your phone go diddly-doo, diddly-doo, diddly-doo.
I don't know what that is. That's some crazy messages, but it's an unfortunate pause you put in there. I don't have what you were implying.
Tim, what happens camping stays camping.
Yeah. Yes. Normally, we don't talk about everything on the podcast. Oh man, I proper burnt my legs really on this fire because we've had a huge fire. We have put all the wood on, although there's still a couple of bags to go. So I'm going to load this baby up.
If anybody can do it, Tim, you can. I've seen you do it before. Do you fancy some rum?
I do. I actually do. Have we got any rum?
Tim's got some rum. It's going to be a wild one, listeners. A wild one. We might not make it out tonight. That's how wild Tim gets on rum.
If nobody makes it out alive, it's my fault. Just say what you just said.
We ain't got rum.
What do you mean we ain't got rum?
We ain't got what? We didn't bring rum.
You always bring Kraken?
You didn't put it on your list.
It's not my list.
I didn't bring it just for you.
It's probably wise, to be honest. We might make it out alive now. Good night.
So this is the after hours portion of the show. We've said good night. People have gone to bed. This is the only pans section of the show. You've just downed some brandy. We've got 1.5 packs of wood left. We could be here for quite a while, you know.
I think we could be here for a bit, really. We brought enough wood and everything to be here till about 2 a.m, and some soft northern folk have gone to bed. Who you'd normally think they'd be up a bit later than this, but they've not. I've had some brandy. I've had some port. I've still got a beer on the go. Still got some more beers to drink. I don't want to go to bed yet. I don't know about you.
Well, I mean, far be it from me to actually say good night to anybody like you just did on the last little section of this.
True.
It is, I've got the bottle of port. I've got a little hip flask of brandy. We've got a little bit of wood still to go. It seems like a waste to, go in early and, the bed might be calling, but also those beers are calling a little bit as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at the fire now and it's a nice looking fire. There's some kiln dried birch on there that's burning really well. I also see a remainder of about a quarter of your pizza, which is it's just a little bit disappointing, really. But you filled yourself up with some Japanese stuff, didn't you, first?
I mean, I did. I had some gyozos.
Who's ever heard of gyozos? I mean, for God's sake.
Little dumpling type things then, Tim, to you.
To be honest, they look great. They tasted amazing. I've never seen anything like it in my life. But it's like I was at home and cooking for the teenagers at home, and I was like, I'm cooking tea. What are you doing eating a load of stuff when I'm cooking tea? Can you not see?
You were flouncing about with your spinning pizzas and stuff, and I was like, I just want some food at the minute. This was a pre-dinner feast that ended up being a little bit more. Didn't you have a gyoza? I shared me gyozos with people.
I did have a gyoza. I had one gyoza. You had about 18 gyozas and a load of ramen. It's I was like, I'm cooking dinner. I'm literally cooking dinner, and you're literally cooking 3 times the amount of calories that I'm cooking for dinner. But I ate something that was new. That was great.
You were mixing flour when I started cooking. That was all. Flour. Okay. And the only reason I've just been eating cold pizza. It was the crusts that were left. That's all.
You just made me spit out my port.
Whoa there. Whoa. Okay, let's take it easy. Let's step this back a bit.
That's fighting talk.
Tim, I will have you know that is the cheapest port known to man, okay? You'd expect nothing more from me.
That's like last time we were camping and you thought I brought the most expensive port going. And no, it was just a mixer that I'd mixed. Oh, not port, sorry, some rum. Not rum. What was it? I can't even remember now. Brandy.
You said brandy, and it was a brandy whiskey hybrid. 2 bits of, and yeah, I know people. Yeah, you're as all shocked as I was hearing that, even though I'd gone, oh, this is really smooth.
Well, it was smooth because it was a nice whiskey and a really cheap brandy. But it was just, I couldn't be bothered to clean out my my hip flask properly, so I just I knew it had whiskey in it, so I just topped it up with some cheap brandy. It turned out that makes really good brandy.
That's not brandy. And if that's how you roll, Tim, I couldn't be bothered to clean something out. Why have I let you cook food for me tonight?
My food hygiene rating can't be reported. Oh, you make me laugh too loud. It's too late.
It's too late. Yeah. Tim's food rating has to stay on campsite because it's...
Yeah, I'm not allowed to cook in a restaurant or anything. I did once run a little cafe. Believe it or not, I did. I once
You shock me.
It was a little cafe on an auction house thing, and I cleaned dishes in a restaurant, and they said, we do like an auction thing once a month, and there's a little cafe, so your job is to cook bacon sandwiches and chips and stuff for that. And it's like, but all I do is wash dishes. And they went, yeah, but that's your job. So I did. I have to tell you, I brought more bacon home than I cooked.
Yes, people, you heard it right. Tim brings home the bacon.
Boom.
Was that Scarthingwell?
Yeah.
I went past that.
Them.
I went past that yesterday.
Oh man, no! Scarthingwell Golf Course. I washed dishes many in the early 1990s. Then, well, obviously not 1890s. I'm not that bloody old. But
Wah.
And then I had to do this cafe for them once a month, and it was all chips and bacon sandwiches. It's all people wanted at an auction thing. But I literally siphoned off loads of bacon and took it home, and we had like really nice bacon sandwiches at home for once. It was very nice, very nice.
Surely siphoned off isn't a term. Siphoned off is a term for petrol, not bacon.
All right. I took slices home. I used to take there used to be like a pound pack of bacon, and like it was several pound packs, and I'd just like take one of them home, and it's just like Mum would be really pleased on a morning because I just brought this huge thing of bacon with about 50 rashers of bacon in it. It was just like, yes, we are eating bacon all week. We were poor. We were poor
in deepest, darkest Yorkshire.
What's nice is we can talk about stuff when we were kids. When we're out here around a fire, there's just two of us now. We've got a fire going. We've got some drinks going, and we're just kind of reminiscing about when we were kids, and what we used to get up to and where we were. You, because we're up in Yorkshire. Yesterday you went driving around some of the places where we used to live. I'd actually thought of doing that, on the way back home, and it's just a nice thing. I'm sure a lot of listeners do that really when they're sitting around the campfire, reminisce about their childhood and where they were and what they got up to and stuff. It's part of being sitting around a fire, really, I think.
Yeah, shooting the breeze. Reminiscing of stuff. We've done it with the guys that have gone to bed already, things that have happened. We played some silly games that are a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but,
Yeah, too tongue-in-cheek for broadcast.
Yeah. But, it's after 11. I think we're reasonably quiet. We're on a site. There's other people. We're keeping it kind of down low. But, that's the thing. It's just we're out in the great outdoors. We've got a fire going. We've got nice warm tents to go to once we've finished. And, Yeah, it's everything that you want from a getting out camping episode, I think.
I totally agree. It's we're not doing anything fancy. We're not doing anything that you're not doing as listeners. You know, we're Ade and Tim, and we try and do this as much as we are. We try and do it to a big scale. You know, we've got literally all the gear. We've got more gear than anyone else has got gear. I can promise you that. But we are, when push comes to shove, at this time of night, we're just sitting around the campfire talking about stuff, and that's what everybody does, and we're no different.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, isn't it? That, yeah, we've had pizza tonight. We've cooked on some nice things. I did some noodles and gyozos. It was just on a little cooking pot. You brought a pizza oven. We've had lovely pizza and stuff. But at the end of the day, we didn't need to do anything like that. We could have just had the beers, had some good company, put our tents up and sat around a fire. And that's the basic nature of this. I think it's what a lot of people like.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's about touching base, isn't it, with you and I, as brothers, touching base with mates. You know, we're here with Daz, we're here with Glenn, who are a couple of really old mates that we've both known for many, many years, who, you know, it's just really nice to sit around a fire and just talk nonsense, chew the cud, talk about old times, talk about some really stupid stuff. You know, we've asked each other really stupid questions tonight, and it's been really funny. And we've had a laugh, and that's what camping's about to me. It's about sitting around this fire and just relaxing and being genuine with people that you care about.
Yeah. I think that genuineness of, there's nowhere to hide out here, really, is there?
No.
Yeah, the basic. I think we've said before, the basicness of fire's on. Right, what are we cooking? Who's cooking? What have we got? How are we doing it? You know, before people have gone to bed tonight, it's like what we're having for breakfast. You know, make sure that coffees are on, teas are on first thing. We'll all get up and we'll then sort out who's doing breakfast and who's got it and who's going to fry this and fry that, and whatever your breakfast is or whoever you're out with. I don't think those things change at all. I think those are the real simplest things of being out in nature, going camping, and, you know, it's not 5-star luxury, but, you know, we'll see a beautiful sunrise in the morning that you don't get to see if you're in a hotel somewhere. We'll get to, you know, have breakfast with friends, you know, over a fire or whatever, that you don't get anywhere else than you do from camping.
Yeah, and these are real, genuine luxuries that can't be purchased, really. And you know, we're on a site. You know, what's nice is we're on a site that's got a mixture of things. They've got some little hobbit cabins. They've got some luxury cabins. They've got hot tubs. They've got some camping pitches. They've got some camper van pitches. They've got some wild pitches that are in the woods. It's actually a really good site that's got a really mixture of things. But the reality is, at this time of night, when we've all got in whatever, you know, whether we're on a tent pitch or a glamping pitch or whatever, we've all sat around a fire. It's lovely at this time of night to stand up and look around and see how many campfires are burning. And the reality is, we're all just sitting around fires talking about stuff with people that we care about. And that is the essence of casual camping. That is what casual camping's all about. It's about getting close to the people that you care about and just connecting with them. And there's nothing more powerful than that, I think. Nothing more powerful.
Really couldn't agree more. And it's what we're doing. So without any more chit-chat, I'll say good night.
Good night, everyone. I know I said good night before, but this is probably proper good night. We're not going to bed now. I'm just going to burn more stuff. I'm going to probably have a nice glass of port. So we'll see you in the morning and tell you how we slept.
Good morning, everybody. This is the morning after the night before. It's a beautiful morning. The sun is already up. What time are we on? It's 7:30. I've been up for about half an hour. And how are you feeling, Ed?
Well, I think our deep voices sort of say quite a lot about how we're feeling. But with all of that, it's a beautiful sunny morning. The bird songs quite loud. It's almost annoying because it is so loud. But it's beautiful. The sun is shining across the campsite, and there's been a little robin that's been going in and out of your tent for the last half hour.
Oh, I love nosy little robins that want to protect their little territory, and they jump in and out of the tent. That's quite cool. It did actually rain last night. Don't know if anybody else realised that, but I was the last man standing, and as soon as I got into my tent, there was the sound of rain on it. We had a little sprinkle of rain last night, but it's blue skies this morning.
That's like the gift, though, isn't it? Just a little sprinkle of rain just to send you off to sleep. Little patter on the outside of the canvas. Yep, I did notice it as well, but yeah. You wouldn't know this morning. It's dewy but beautiful sunshine, and we've had some fantastic weather.
Yeah. How did the old swag perform? Did you have a good night's sleep?
Really good night's sleep. It's almost blackout in there. The mattress is so dense in it that you don't feel the ground at all, and it's really, really comfortable. I absolutely love it. If anybody's interested in swag camping, that's Burke and Wills. They've got a range of 4 or 5 tents. Go and have a look at their website. I do believe that maybe our code might still work there, so CCP15 if anybody's interested.
Yeah, it's a nice piece of kit. The board tent that I brought also performed well. You know, it's rained on it, but nothing that you wouldn't expect it to manage anyway. Nothing's come through for certain. Nice and comfortable, lots of space inside there to get dressed this morning, and I'm really pleased with it. I see you've got a coffee. I've just made a coffee with me fresh coffee grind sort of stuff, and we'll probably get some breakfast on in a bit.
Sausage sarnies.
So we've had breakfast now. Oh, I didn't cook any. I've been proper lazy this morning. So Ed and Daz have done sausages and bacon, and we've had a couple of sandwiches, which thank you very much. I definitely needed it.
It's the part of camping, isn't it? You did an amazing dinner last night, so, you can't do it all, Tim.
But I want to. No, actually, I didn't. I purposely didn't bring breakfast. I was going to absolutely sponge off you guys.
You're welcome.
There's a bit of washing up to do, a bit of tidying up to do, and then a bit of packing up to do. But it's still quite early. We don't need to be off till 11, so let's just take it nice and steady. But I think massively successful little camping trip.
Absolutely. Made better by great company, a nice site, and lovely weather.
I was sitting here looking at the site, and I think season 1 we did an episode on if we owned a campsite, what would it be like? I have to say, Baxby Manor is pretty much the campsite that I would have had. I don't want to run a campsite, and no campsite's ideal. There are some stuff here that I wouldn't want to do, and we talked about that last time that we came. But I have to say, it's a beautiful site. It is absolutely, really quite beautiful. And we've only got 1 pitch. We've got 4 tents on it, and we've still got loads of space, probably for at least another one.
Yeah, I think the beauty of being able to go online, look at a map where you want to be. If you need a couple of pitches to get next to each other, if you've got other friends coming, there's an adult area which we were at the last time. I think it's a brilliant site, really, really good. And there's something for everybody, and the amenities are really, really good. So if you've got somebody that's a little bit not a good camper, this is a really great site for them because they love the showers and the amenities, and they're really kept well nice. There's also a pizza shack, and I think over the summer there's also a breakfast shack as well. So
Yeah, we had breakfast sandwiches from there, didn't we, last time, which was really nice. But I mean, not that I'm complaining because I've had breakfast sandwiches this morning.
yes, you have, and they were nice.
They were very nice. They're very nice. I've still got a very deep voice. That's the booze. That's the booze from last night. But time to tidy up. I'm going to go do some dishes and pack up, and we'll be on the road shortly. But great camping weekend.
Don't call me shortly.
Casual Camping Podcast accepts no liability and does not officially recommend any products or endorse any techniques discussed in an individual podcast episode or shown on Casual Camping Podcast social media accounts. Individuals should make their own informed decision and risk assessment of any products or advice prior to any purchase or use.